alert.
Today we're going to be playing some games on old PowerPC Macs, because why the heck not? Oh. Gaming on a PowerPC Mac today in 2018 is a very interesting experience. The PowerPC processors are over 10 years old and obviously are no longer supported. You don't have access to the Mac App Store. You don't have access to Steam. You don't have access to, obviously, Metal 2. You don't have access to pretty much any new games. You are limited to old games, or actually buying disc-based games that are supported on Mac. You can digitally download some games from abandonware websites like Macintosh Garden, but whether or not if that is legal, well, that is up to you. And without further ado, let's get into it, I suppose. Okay, so on the desktop here, I have a whole folder full of classic Mac games. So the first game we're going to be trying is Marble Blast Gold, which is actually still available for free and will work on modern Macs and PowerPCs. This game was ported to Mac in 2003 and came with the Mac operating system 10.3. This is my favorite level. It's an absolute classic.
Ready, set,
so I played this game
go!
As a child a lot, like pretty much every single day. So it's like kind of like an arcade-ish game, and I'm probably gonna die here. Yeah, we're now gonna jump across to a different computer.
Go!
All right, we are now on an iMac G5. And because of this, I want to test Ford Racing 2, which was ported to Mac by Feral Interactive, I think way back in 2003, 2002. Now, what's interesting about this game is that it actually allows you to use a gamepad, and a PlayStation 4 controller works perfectly. For the most part, need to plug them into the USB connection on the back because this doesn't have Bluetooth. If you're wondering what this is, it's basically recording the audio of the computer, and we don't have a long enough cable to hide it, so.
Prepare to race.
But yeah, this game runs beautifully here. And it even looks pretty damn gorgeous, if you ask me. You can't actually get this game on modern Macs anymore. You can't get it anywhere, in fact. You can't even digitally download this game. So you pretty much actually have to buy this and from eBay or something. Now, I did look up on eBay and there were a few in Australia, but not many. So it's going to be difficult to find this game. But if you can, it's a good experience, and it actually shows what these machines were capable of. Great game, and good job to Feral for sticking with Mac for this long. Holy moly. All right, let's just eject this CD. All right, next up we have Star Wars Battlefront, which was ported to Mac by Aspire a very long time ago, which is really cool. This is the only Battlefront game we have on Mac. It's the first one. So let's give it a little bit of a go. You can't actually get this game on modern Macs anymore, which is really sad. And it will be very difficult to find this one. You can't digitally download it. You can only get it pretty much via disc version. Made my account MrMacRight. So let's go into a single player game. And we'll wait for this game to load. Okay, we're in. This is a really classic game, and I was so happy that they brought this to Mac all the way back then. And here we are in first person, and you can also change to third person. I don't remember how. Oh, there, you just press Q. Actually, let's ditch this mouse. Let's plug the Razer Mamba in, and it works perfectly. Yeah, it was a pretty classic game back in the day. One of the best FPS games we had on Mac. All right, the next game we have is Halo Combat Evolved, which was actually ported to Mac way back in the day. And in fact, this was a really, I would call revolutionary game for Mac, because if you go way back, Steve Jobs introduced this game being ported to our system, and it was really cool. Now, it was a different game back then compared to the one we actually got, but it was really cool that we got it, and it works with a PlayStation 4 controller, which is really cool. It does have some stuttering here and there. You also can't really get this game anymore. However, you can get a alternative, which is Halo MD, which you can get on modern Macs, but you can't really install it on PowerPCs. Halo MD is a fan-made game of the original Halo, and you can play, classic Halo maps, but also you can play fan-made maps that have new environments and whatnot, and it's really cool.
Where'd they go?
Move out the way. Good game. Up next we have The Sims 2, which was ported to Mac by Aspire Media way back in the early 2000s. This is a really great game, and you can still buy it today on the Mac App Store. It's still available on the Mac App Store. Playing it on classic Macs is far more difficult because it's more challenging to find it available, whether it's online or via disc. Now, I bought mine off eBay and it came, but yeah, it might be challenging. But the game runs pretty well. It doesn't have the most demanding specs, but yeah, that's The Sims 2. It was a really good game, and I played this one a lot, watching, your family go from infancy to death, and then I'd also drown them in a pool, because that was fun. All right, next up we have Unreal Tournament. Now this one was also brought to Mac by Epic Games. Now I don't really know how to play this game, because I haven't really delved into it much over the years. All right, here we are. Now, I tried this match the other day, but I'm still so bad. There we go, I got one, everyone. Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty classic game. It's like a really good FPS game. What the hell do I get out of here? Oh, there.
The boarding platform has been extended.
I'm dead.
Destroy the door of the repair vessel.
Next, let's get into playing some more classic games. Here we have Quake II, which was an absolute awesome game. So running classic games is running the classic environment alongside macOS 10, in this instance on macOS 10.4. Back in the day when this was released, which was back in, I think, 1999, 1997, it was pretty graphically advanced for the time. And it was really gory because you can shoot people and they would literally just combust. Starcraft. Starcraft is still available for free from Battle.net. This was a really popular when this was released, like 1999. It was huge.
Hey, this thing's on fire! You ought to send an SCV out here to repair it.
Now this is the level where heaps and heaps of Zergs all come in at once and attack you. But I don't really have time to show you that, so I'm just going to move some random people around the environment. But yeah, it runs really well. The next one we have is Bugdom, which is one of the first Mac games I ever played on this iMac G3, which is now dead. It's dead. It was a really classic game, and it was aimed at children, but at the same time, adults could also enjoy it. Now, this game is still available for PowerPC Macs. but it won't work on modern Macs. You need an older Mac to run this game. This game came, with macOS 9, I think. And a lot of you probably, maybe if you're that old, have played this game because it also was really popular in schools and on iBook G3s. I don't know if you can see that. On iBook G3s. Yeah, I still play it on this machine and it works really well.
Alert. Lemmings only runs in 256 color mode, or black and white.
Alright, the next classic game we have is Lemmings. You have to play it in 256 color mode, which you can change in the settings. But I played this one a lot too when I was very young, about 4 years old. And you couldn't let all your little lemmings die, but sometimes, you know, they just would. But this game I downloaded from Macintosh Garden, so you can also get this game from there. Yeah, that's Lemmings. Just a quick little walkthrough, I suppose. Alright, the last classic game we're going to be trying is Marathon. Marathon is still available for free for PowerPC Macs and Intel-based Macs. Alright, we're in. This game has a really small window, so it's a little bit difficult to see. But yeah, you can still get this game for free. And you can get Marathon 1, 2, and I think 3 for free. And it looks really nice on modern Macs. And I didn't actually play this when I was younger, I only played it like last year. Probably one of the most popular first-person shooters back in the 90s. Apart from Doom. Doom was also really popular. I don't know how to play this game. If you have any questions about what you've seen here today or how to get these games, how to play games on old Macs or even on modern Macs, don't hesitate to ask me down in the comments below. Or you can join our Discord server. There's about 3,000 members on there. You can ask us questions. Be sure to check out all the other links in the description. Leave a like if you learned something new and subscribe if you want to see more content about gaming on Macs. Bye.